Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and Loki, it's been a while since my last video, as you can see, roughly like 5 to 6 days, approaching the 6th day today. But yeah, I'd like to say thanks for 12k subscribers, and you can see 520 videos. It's been a lot of grinding, and I won't really stop with the AV videos. Of course, I'll still be posting AV videos, but with the AE releasing, you can see I've pretty much just been heavily grinding that. This is pretty much my account right now, as you can see. A lot of shit going on, but yeah, pretty much I've been grinding this game like crazy since it's dropped. I have like so many hours on the game right now, but yeah, that's you can see the game has like 200k CCU, so yeah, I am going to be playing it, and I do think it is a good game. But yeah, on to the topic of this video. As you can see, we are going to be running the release tournament, and I'm going to be showcasing you my run that I did get. I did manage to get 272 million. You can get a lot more, but guess what? It's purely RNG. What I mean by that is you need your units to crit. Most likely your Fruin, because of course she is full AoE and she's going to be doing the most damage, 2.65x multiplier. So if you have your Fruin crit a lot, you can get a lot of damage. And of course on that part as well, the wave skips, if you guys don't know what wave skips are, you will see, I'll explain it in the video. But wave skips, of course, increase your, I guess, the amount of time you get to do damage. And you need crits for pretty much all the wave skips. Like, I'd say from like the first 20 waves, if you're free on crits, you wave skip. If she doesn't crit, you just don't wave skip. So there's not much you can do about it, it's just pure RNG. And this run is, I guess, there was some RNG, I had some good RNG in this run, not the best, not the worst, but like pretty decent. But in terms of what I'm running on the units, let me just run you guys through this. So Megami Kenpachi throw in Galthar, Inumaki, and Utime. So yeah, for Megami, I am running. I'm just gonna show you the stats and what I am running on them. I won't really talk much about the stats, but you can see the stats visually yourself. So yeah, Shinigami, Hexblade, and of course Kunai. For Megami, you can change Kunai to either Magic Orb or anything that will, of course, buffs his range slightly, because as you guys do know, his rewind works on 50% of his range. Like, it scales with his range. And then Kenpachi, I am running Hairbells, Shinigami Sword, and Katana. For this, you can either run Enhanced Katana or another pure damage amp, which is of course which is the other one? 3 swords. So you can run 3 swords on him if you want. And then for Frurin, these are the 2 you want to be running. So of course, the staff that she has, and then of course Magic Book and Shinigami Sword. And this is the most impactful because you do need that crit chance. And it is very important because in this game the base crit damage is basically 2x, so let's say she crits, that's going to be basically doing 70k damage, so it's quite frustrating, but crits are just going to be so impactful in most tournament runs, especially since like 2x damage, you know, it's just a lot. And then for Galthar, we are running optics because we want 2 placements, and 2 placements allows us to get 2 puppet marks, which of course means 2 enemies are taking 20% more damage. And then of course Galthar's own equipment, then Bamboo Bottle and Shinigami Sword. You can change this for another range one if you want. So Raid Cape and Magic Orb. Then I'm running Magic Orb or Slingshot. I forgot Slingshot exists. You can give Slingshot to Galthar. So Slingshot and Magic Orb and Inumaki's one. You want inverse on this. If you guys don't have inverse, you can see right here it says equipment passive crumble away inverse. If you guys don't have inverse, make sure you get one. It is the most important because it gives them a 65% slow on placement. Then for her, I have a Slingshot. You can also give a Magic Orb or a Raid Cape. But that's pretty much it for the run. Let's just get into... I mean, that's pretty much it for the team setup. Let's just get into the actual run. So let's just get into this. Okay, so first things first, you want to be placing your Fruin right there. So, and you want to be setting her to auto upgrade. And then you place Kenpachi on the right, slightly there. And then Fruin will do the first waves, so the first 2 waves. And what's important is the third attack. So you'll see on the third attack, you will of course have a follow-up, and that will kill both these enemies right here. So it should do that. And then from here, it's just about pure RNG. You can see that one, it did crit and it skipped the wave fully. And I did place a Inumaki on the right, as you can see. And that's just to make sure that the enemies who are getting attacked right now are also gonna be close by to the enemies behind them that are spawning in afterwards. And that means that they can also hit the enemies behind, if that makes sense. So you see, I'm hitting 2 enemies at once. So of course this one will get hit. It does not die. And then when I hit again, I'll be hitting both of them. You can see, they both take damage. And it's quite important that you utilize your slows that way. And yeah, pretty much with the Galthas, you want to make sure you place them 7 seconds apart. As you can see, utilize the little timer in the top of her UI. By utilizing that, you can pretty much just accurately place her. But you can see how dependent this tournament is on wave skips. And a lot of the wave skips are just pure RNG. If you hit the crit, you wave skip 9 times out of 10. You can see that one, if I critted, I probably would have skipped that. Same with this one, I did crit on that one, that's why I skipped it. And that's pretty much what it's going to be for a lot of the times. You can see that one, I think it was too much HP, so I wouldn't have skipped it. But yeah, that one, you see, it did crit and it did like lead to a lot. Leading to that enemy being a lot lower. But yeah, from here, I would like to say you're just going to be watching. So all you can really do is just watch and just play it out. What I'd like to say is utilize the time at the top. So ideally, you want to enter wave 25 at, is it 12:20? Yeah, 12:20. That's like, I think my best wave skip so far in terms of like time wise. Of course, it can be a lot earlier than that, but it's just pure luck. You can see in this run, I entered a wave 25 at like 12:17. So I was 3 seconds off my best wave skip, but it still led to a 272 million run. And now you're going to place your Megami back here. And auto upgrade him. Get your, what's the name? Nue moving to the right. So you can start hitting these enemies as well. And for Megami, you want to get him as soon as you can to upgrade 8. The reason for this is because he's given that magic buff to Furin. And yeah, with that magic buff, in some cases, Furin can still wave skip. Of course, it's just pure RNG if she crits or not. And if you guys weren't aware, I did place my Forbidden Teacher, Utahime, straight after Furin was maxed. And you can see as soon as I can, I got that rewind going. And yeah, it puts Furin's damage to like 55k right now. And it allows her to do so much damage. So yeah, if she crits, she's going to be wave skipping. If she doesn't, there's not much we can do about it. And you're going to be getting your Maharaga out as soon as you can. Because you're going to build up his damage passive. Although his damage stat is not crazy, when you do stack enemies up, you'll see that his damage will matter a lot. Because stacked enemies basically just allows you to get so much extra damage. But you're going to be setting your Furin to his strongest for now. By the pure chance that you do get the luck for the wave skips. And then yeah, you can see I get my Kenny placed in a spot where his 50% range, the yellow range that he does have, is covering that whole portion of the bend. So was it second bend to like third bend? So first to third bend, it should be covering like a lot of that part. You can see right there. And yeah, a lot of this strat is just purely relying on crits. There's not much for me to say. Other than that, you just rely on crits. So if you want to, you can change your magic book to Furin's to you can change it to Furin's enhanced katana, but you're still relying on crits. And yeah, try follow my Inumaki placements as best as you can. So we got one at the top right there, one in the middle, and make sure the middle placement is placed in a way that his 50% range cuts off, yeah, at the bend. So if you want to go back to the timer, you can go back like 10-20 seconds and see when I place him. So you want the top part of the bend to not have all the purple range, because it means when enemies leave his range and they re-enter, they will get hit by the what's his passive called? I forgot. I low-key forgot. Flipping out, mate. They get hit by his stagger. So there should be one Inumaki at the top, one in the middle, and one at the back. And I want you guys to replace your Throne as well. This way you can build her overcharge back up and get her to, of course, this upgrade right here. One before full AoE. And it just allows her to have a low SPA so she can build her overcharge meter quicker. And yeah, you can see I also placed my Garthas back, and I did cycle their placements 7 seconds apart, well 7.5 seconds apart. That's more the most ideal. And what I'm doing right here is just placing 4 Utahimes around the map, or along the path, so they're covering a good amount of path. So if Maharaga is following the enemies and he is in their range, he will be getting the 30% damage amp from them as well. And yeah, what I like to say is your W voice cracks, mate. You want to make sure that when you auto ability your Megami, you want it to be auto abilitied from 6:30, 5:30, 4:30, 2:30, 1:30, or 30 seconds, because you want the final 30 seconds for the extra damage amp for Fruin. Well, not damage amp, but like damage buff. And yeah, in terms of unit priorities, I'd say you want Megami to be on strongest. For now, Maharaga can be on strongest. Later, you will switch him to first. Your Wolf and your Nue should be on first. No, they should be in closest, because you want them to be set to closest. Your Kenpachi should be set to closest. Your Throne should be set to first. And your Inumaki should be set to last. And yeah, from here, there's not much you can do. You just watch, and you can pretty much just not auto ability your Galtha, but you can time your Galtha ability. Just keep using it constantly. And one thing that you guys need to know is, after you use your Megami ability, you can only use your Galtha abilities when the time hits 48 seconds. So when Megami's cooldown hits 48 seconds, that's when you can use your Galthas. You want to at least have a 10 to 12 second gap between the two, just so you don't like mess up your rewind. And messing up your rewind just cooks over your run a lot, because you do want enemies to be stacked together, and if they do not get stacked, it messes up your run, because a lot of units are circle. So Fruin's follow up, like her best follow up is circle. Well, not really the best, but like one of the follow ups are circle. What's his name? Maharaga is circle. The wolf is circle. Kenpachi's follow up is circle. Nue is circle. Your Galthas are circle. So a lot of units are being circle are circle AoE. So you want to make sure that you have enemies stacked up together, so you can pretty much hit all of them together. And you can see at this point, at 350, I turned my Maharaga to first targeting. And now we have him targeting the first enemy, so he's clearing the leaks and making sure that no enemy gets quite far, because he also does have a stun with him. So you want to be manually using your Galtha ability, making sure it does not conflict with your Megami Rewind. So when you see that hits 48 seconds, I use my Rewind. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for most of this run. Just keep paying attention to Megami's cooldown. And as long as there is a 10 to 12 second gap, I can use my Galtha Rewind. And yeah, there again, I do use it again, and the next time I won't use it, I'll let the Mega Rewind do it. I'll let the Mega Rewind hit. And you can see right now, damage-wise, we have like, was it? Close to 200 million with like 1 minute 40 left. And we just close 200 mil right now. And you can see, ideally, you don't want any leaks at this point. If you do have any leaks here, you will have like leaks at the very end. And yeah, just pop this rewind as soon as you can again. And yeah, as you can see, these enemies are quite stacked up, so Maharag is hitting a few of them. And a lot of our circle AoE units are hitting them as well. And yeah, this is why, this way they should just be dying, regardless. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the strat. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next one. Peace.